I am working on a load. This is probably one of a few videos. And I'm doing what they say when you get into reload. You're not supposed to do this. Well, there comes a time when there ain't any information anywhere else to be found. Isn't that a nice bullet? I went to go with the mold, I forgot. Isn't that a nice bullet? It's made for a British gun. Where's the... I set the damn box over here. It is right here. An NOE mold. 314, 203 grains. 4 cavity mold. Drop. Oh, they drop nice. I did these, what did I do? I think 1 part wheel weights and a part linotype and a couple parts scrap. That's what it looks like before you coat it. Hopefully that camera's catching that. And I've been playing flat base, not gas check. I wanted to do a subsonic for that 7.62 by 39. There's one of my finished rounds right there. And I worked up a subsonic load. Normally when I'm doing subsonic I play with Trail Boss, and I did. And it sucked. For this particular, it works great for 300 blackout. It was good for other stuff too. I've done, but it didn't do so good for this one. I worked here till I got my velocities where I wanted. Then I started working for groups. Oh crap! Look at that. The best group I got was 2.43 inches at 50 yards. So we went to Plan B. I have a whole bunch of. I went through a bunch of the forums. I have been looking at this for a couple of months. Printed out the paper that was interesting, and I read through it. I found the load here a guy was doing. It doesn't say on here who did it, so I give him credit, but he was using 5744, which is the powder I use to load my regular AK rounds, 120, I think 129 grain. He was using 12 grains of 5744 for the 30 caliber 200 grain bullet. But he was doing out of a 10-inch AK. He was getting 1150 out. Well, my rifle's standard 16-inch. I'm working on loading these up right now for a Ruger American bolt rifle. And I have a new upper coming that's 7.62 by 39 I want to play with for the AR. I have an AK, but I don't really have any great desire to set up a subsonic for it because I don't have the adapters and stuff for my suppressor. Because the people at Silencer Shop told me it doesn't make a lot of sense to suppress an AK because you got gas leaking all over the place anyway. It doesn't do a lot of good. So, okay. But I will suppress, in fact, I got the parts to do it, that upper when I get it. Well, I played with this load today. And who is it that says that all the time? Johnny's reloading, but blow his face off. Like I said today, hopefully I don't blow my face off, but it's still here. Not that that's anything great to look at. I come up with, for me, this is my load. I'm not telling anybody else to do it because this is not published, okay? I guess what I'm doing, I'm asking anybody else, you got any information, you got any ideas, or you know of a great load? Number 4 for me, that was 9.4 grains. It gave me a 0.86 inch group, which that was the best I got so far with that round, which ain't terrible. I get a 1/2 inch with my 300 blackout, but that's good enough to hit steel with, just to play with, right? Because these things are dirt cheap to make. I haven't figured out the cost, but that 5744 is one of the more expensive powders, but I buy it in 8-pounders, and I buy it on Powder Valley, so I think it's 165 bucks for that much. When you figure it out down per each load, it ain't very much. And you're not using very much powder. Hell, I looked in the case. That case is 2/3 empty at least. I've seen some guys said they stuff them with oatmeal. Some guys stuff them with toilet paper. Another guy said I don't stuff them with anything, and that's what I did, and I didn't have any problems. But I've only shot enough to do a group because I gotta coat some more bullets. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 left that haven't been shot yet. And I've got other notes to use the 1680 powder, which is what I use for my heavy bullet in 300 blackout. 1680 is a good powder, but you shoot it, at least if I shoot it in my AR, my 300 blackout suppressed, it just about chokes a horse. Its stink is unbelievable because you get more gas coming at you with a suppressor. It's like, God, it stinks. That's all there is to it. Of course, I shoot inside. If I was outside with a little bit of wind, it wouldn't hurt, right? Maybe have to blow a fan on me. So anyways, I just want to say that's what I come up with so far. That's what I come up with. I got a few brass primed here. I just do a few at a time here. And I got to tell you guys, I've got one of these Lyman, I think it's Lyman Gen 6 fancy powder measures. I'm not impressed. I mean, it runs and it does all that, but it, particularly if you have to trickle, you sit there and de-trickle on it, right? If you don't trickle fast enough, it'll let you keep adding and adding and adding. It got to the point where I was using that, I would always dump the powder in the case, put the pan back, and look at the scale before I'd put the case back into the press and see the bullet. Because sometimes it would come back at, you know, negative 0.04, -1. It was crazy. And I had all the fans off and everything. So I was watching again Johnny's Reloading Bench, and he did a review on this El Cheapo Supremo scale, which it was less than 20 bucks. You know what? I trickled all these and it works fine. So if a guy who's making a $20 scale can't have the guts that work on that, why can't they when they're charging a couple $100 for the damn thing? I don't understand that. I'm underwhelmed. But anyways, such is life. So I bought me one of these, this RCBS, and that gets me darn right, almost right on the money. You trickle a little bit, you're there. It's real quick. Because these stick powders, at least in mine, my Dillon press don't like them. And when you're working up a load anyway, it's more of a pain in the butt to sit there and keep adjusting the powder drop every time you want to change it. You're only going to run 4 or 5 for that particular weight, and you're going to go again, right? So, anyways, that's what I'm doing. Anybody else got information on the 7.62x39 Subsonic? And man, if you take my load and use it, you're all on you. I'm not telling you to do it, because this isn't. I'm a beginner reloader, but this is what I got working for me. I just like to know if anybody else has it. Do I need Subsonic for this? No. I hang out on OE's website looking at their bullet molds. I don't know. I must be a very boring man. And that was just such a nice looking bullet. And I think, oh, it's 200 grain. And the 300 blackout, which is damn near the same thing as the 7.62x39. The 7.62x39 has a little more case capacity, but you know, you can load that for a 200. So I looked on the web all over. Oh, I seen, okay. I found this guy with a load. There was a lot of people with 180 grain loads, but very few with 200. So, and I didn't know if I could stabilize that little boy, but it stabilized just fine. You know? In fact, when I get done doing this, I don't know, I guess this 5744 powder is fairly forgiving, so I don't know. I'm tempted to take this and see how high I can get it to go supersonic. I don't know why I'd want to. It'd just be fun. But, because when I started out with his load, remember his load suggested, of course he was a 10-inch barrel. He tried 12 grains, and I started there, and I was going way too fast. I got it all the way down. What was mine? 9.4. And that gave me 991 feet per second, which is odd because this one gave me the same one, but the group wasn't as good. And I usually like to get it right to 1050, but my group wasn't as good. And I did some more reading that said, as you're coming up to that point, right before it goes supersonic, it gets some, they call it cavitation, or basically some turbulence. If you slow it down a little bit, you get a better group. So I kept slowing it down, and sure enough, the group got a little better. So it's like, okay, give it a whirl. So I don't know if that's it, or barrel harmonics, or the way the wind was blowing. Hell, who knows? But it was interesting. A lot of them tell you also you got to use Magnum primers. In fact, a lot of them want you to drill out the primer holes. Of course, they wanted you to do that 300 blackout too. I didn't do that, and it worked fine. I'd rather not do that, because then I got to keep my brass separate. And the whole reason I'm getting the that upper for that AR, because I like this round. I like shooting this, but I don't want. And this brass is not easy to get. Okay, it's not available easily. Okay. And I like to reload. And so I got steel cased ammo I shoot in the AK, because the AK, the brass is gone, man. It's just like the Mini 14. Well, speaking of ammo, Elvis Ammo, if you watch this, I left you a comment on one of your other videos. I can't remember how to message you privately, but anyways, I know you were doing some 7.62x39 loads, and you said you only could find 100 cases of brass. I was on Facebook here the other day, and there was a guy who had some just mixture of this brass and that brass for not a hell of a lot of money, and he was trying to buy some powder and primers, so I bought from him. Yeah, there was some. I think reason I bought it was 45 Colt, and then basically said when I got over to his little site, if you bought $50 worth, well, you got free shipping, and I'm a sucker for free shipping. God, I hate paying for shipping. And so I got it, and if I remember right, there's 100, or right around 100, 762 by 39. Hang on, let me get a knife. It came in, I haven't even opened it yet, and I'm serious. I'd be happy to donate that whatever I got in here in brass to you, the 762 by 39, to the cause for you and you. Cause I like stealing your ideas, so I get the brass in your hands. I can steal the idea you come up with for it, right? Because I got another mold I bought. It's a Lee mold. It's over there. I don't remember. It's right around 150 grains, right around there. I'm going to play with that for another Supersonic. It's a gas check design, of course. I just like this round. I don't know why, but I like the brass case though. If I know the Ruger makes a Mini 30. It's not the most accurate weapon on the planet. Of course, again, you wouldn't be able to catch your brass with that because it's got a side charging handle, so you can't put a brass catcher on. Man, you wonder you got to give this guy. This thing is nice and sealed up. It ain't going anywhere, right? Did he mark them? Maybe he just sent me a box of empty envelopes. I don't know. I think that's it. I'm really beginning to think that's it. I think that's it. Hey, first that's on top. 762 by 39. Oh yeah, there was some 300 blackout, 308s. I love all those. And 45 Colt. There we go. Yeah. Sometimes I don't go to a range. You know, someday I hope to. A little healthier. Other than my own, so I don't have brass out there I can collect. So Elvis, if you see this, I'd be willing to send these to you. I mean, I don't know what kind of shape they're in. This is all once fired. You know, sometimes that can mean great shape, and sometimes it can mean Rambo'd Central. I'll have to repackage it for you. Because I've got about 1,000 rounds of 7.62 by 39 for my own use. Man, it's going to fall out. Look at it. Here we go. Here's what it looks like. It's got some dented ends, but you know, you can. No problem. My sizer takes care of stuff like that. Yeah, they got the thing in there shot out of an AK, but they're brass. PPU is that one, head stamp. Another one PPU. So far all PPU. So anyways, if somebody sees this that talks to Elvis direct, let him know, please. Alright, I think that's it. I just wanted to ask everybody if they have. I'll be doing another video on this because I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started, man. But it's something fun to play with. It really, really is. Just got to get a hold of brass. The neat thing on this brass, I've shot it a few times, some of my other stuff, and I mean, yeah, you get the dents in it when I shoot in the AK, but it hardly even stretches. I mean, I think the brass is going to last a lot of loadings, and it'd be nice because I don't know why this. When I bought these original brass, now not these, I got a hell of a deal on these, but these I bought the original brass. They weren't new; they were once fired too. I paid like 24 cents a piece for them. I mean, a couple times. I mean, the one lady gave me a deal. I bought 500, but I paid over $100 for them. I know that. But they should last me for a couple, 3 years anyway. All right, talk to everybody later. Haven't done a video in a long, long time.